Hey guys, so today we'll be starting a series of reviews and videos I'm doing on Express versus Nord. Today is going to be looking at the features, the usability. So we're going to go through some of the different features, Express has, take a look at their speed test, take a look at the protocols, and also look at like customer service and then kind of compare, is there a winner? Is there one that's better in different areas? And then in other videos, I'll do a speed test and also with the different protocols, how does the speed compare? And then in another video, we'll look at Hulu, Netflix, also look at Amazon Prime, see how each of those fare when it comes to the different media streaming services. And then in the end, I'll kind of wrap it all up with the final video. We'll talk about the pricing, talk about the value, talk about different situations where these VPNs might make the most sense for certain people in certain situations. I don't really feel personally that one of these will be the best for everyone. And so I want to help you kind of navigate that. So again, wanted to break this up into several videos so it doesn't feel like it's one giant video that you're trying to take everything all at once. So I will put links in the description to all of these videos. Also links to Nord and Express. If you end up picking these up, I will put links to the best deals I can find, whether it's a free month or different coupon codes. So for example, with Nord, you can see a coupon code. It'll automatically get applied when you use the link in the description, and that includes for Express as well. And so a lot of times these special deals, you don't get them when you go straight to the website. So the best deal and discount I can find for you guys, I'm always trying to look for that. I'll just update the link in the description. So whatever's the best I can find, that's what I'll make sure you guys are getting. So let's go ahead and start off with the usability here. And I'll start with Express here at the top. So here's Express. So what happens when you're loading up Express, this is basically your little app icon. And then you have your little hamburger icon here. You can click for a drop-down menu. You got your VPN locations. And so your smart location, that's the one you can click on. That's going to be just your go-to, which one should give you the best speed, the best performance. Don't have to think about anything, just click this button. However, if you want to specifically choose a specific location, you can do that. And you just use the little drop-down arrows here for wherever you'd like to connect. Now you'll notice there's a recommended. There's also an all. So for example, in the recommended, if we look at US, we have a Los Angeles 2, but we don't have the other one. So if you click on all, now we can see Los Angeles 3 shows up and Los Angeles 1 is in here somewhere. There it is, Los Angeles 1. So we have all of them. So I do like this. It keeps it, to me, kind of simple and clean. It's a nice, pretty straightforward interface there. And then you have your smart location here, so you can just click on this if you want. Here's a recent location, so if there was some reason you were using another server, maybe it was in another country, you don't have to go find it again. You can just click right here. Again, that's nice. It's convenient. I like that. The only thing I don't like so well is sometimes they'll have these little notifications. I personally don't like it. That's going to be a preference thing, whether that bothers you or not. It's not a big deal. It's just more of a little thing. Also, the speed test. This is cool. This is something that Nord does not do. And so what you do is you run. I just ran this test here a few minutes ago before starting this video. So you can see what your speeds are for these different servers. And that's why Seattle, you can see, is coming up as the smart location because it has the best download speed. And so again, that's kind of cool. I don't know that you need it. It's not something I personally use myself or find. If I'm using Nord, oh, I wish it had I could run a speed test, But again, it's here and just wanted to show you that that's there. It may be something that you would like to use. Preferences. This is going to be kind of where you find all the little features and different things. So for example, when you're starting up, do you want to automatically launch ExpressVPN on startup? You can check that if you do. Do you want to connect to last used location when it's launched? So, all these little options you can do. Here's your kill switch that you have, which is nice. You can turn it on or off when you're running Express. And there's a bit of a difference when it comes to NordVPN. Nord for Mac users, the kill switch is automatically built in. So when you go to the preferences for Nord, you don't have the option of not selecting the kill switch with this particular app. So what I'm running down here is I have the NordVPN IKE version, or IKE. There's another version you can get, And what happens is when you use it with the other version, for Mac users, for Nord, you lose 2 of the protocols, but you gain the ability, or the functionality, I should say, like ExpressVPN here, where you can turn it off and on if you want. So I think it's great to always have on personally, but again, I just want to present the options. You may be in a situation where you really want to control that. So it's a little more straightforward out of the gate with ExpressVPN in that situation. However, it's also not a big, and again, this is where I'll go through in the end and kind of, it's all about your situation. You may not need these extra protocols. And so for you, it's like, hey, I'll just use the other app where I get this functionality to turn the kill switch on and off. I don't really need these other protocols. It's not a big deal. For a lot of people, yeah, I don't think that necessarily may be a big deal. Okay, so let's keep going along. Other preferences here on ExpressVPN. Split tunneling. This is something that Nord does not do. So split tunneling gives you the ability to say, I only want to use, or only want ExpressVPN to be used when, say, I'm torrenting, or say I'm using Netflix. You can actually choose the application that you specifically want to use ExpressVPN for. Otherwise, if you're just generally surfing the internet, you won't have ExpressVPN won't be working. So it's kind of cool. Again, it's one of those things I don't find a big deal not having, but if it's something you really like, then that would certainly be a reason to consider ExpressVPN. Because right now, Nord, like I said, Nord doesn't have that at all. So here we go to our protocols, and I'll show you both of these as well. So protocols, okay. So it will, by default, it will automatically just select or pick the most appropriate and best one for you, which is fine. I think that's great, and that's one reason I think this is great as far as being user-friendly, newbie-friendly. Just automatically takes care of it for you. You don't have to think about it. But you have the UDP OpenVPN. Best combination of speed and security. May not work on all networks. And then you have TCP OpenVPN. Likely to function on all types of networks, but it might be a little slower than UDP. And so this is one thing I want to point out. I think it's nice they have these little explanations here, especially if someone's newer to VPNs, because you may not have the top of mind awareness about what's the difference between these. So check out when we go to Nord, you just have these, you just click on the one you want, and you may not know what the difference is. Or you got to go to the website. You can go to their website and look it up. It's not like it's hidden information. But I think, again, that's where, in my opinion, that ExpressVPN starts to show itself as being a little more newbie-friendly, a little more of a beginner-friendly type VPN in the way it's laid out here from a usability standpoint. And so, as an example, TCP, it's more likely to function on all types of networks. So I find the OpenVPN, TCP will work better, say, for if you're doing Netflix or doing any type of media streaming, and you want to make sure you can unblock those without running into issues. This is going to work a little better. However, it might be a little bit slower, so that's where you get that trade-off. So what you can do is you can try something like UDP or OpenVPN, same thing down here. You can try OpenVPN UDP or IKEv2. That one's even faster. See if you can take advantage of the speed, but if you run into problems, and you can back up and do a different, try different protocol. And this is the same for both. That's why these are both great VPNs from that standpoint. So this was the protocols. Now, one protocol that Express has that Nord doesn't have is the L2TP, which it's a weaker security. It's kind of more of an older protocol that Nord just has done away with it because it's getting to be more obsolete. Even here they're saying fewer VPN locations available, so they still have it. It's one of those, most people aren't going to need it. It's not going to be a problem. But if you're in a situation where you want specifically to have that protocol, then that's a reason Express might be obviously definitely a better choice for you. There's an option to have some shortcuts. So these shortcuts will show up over here. So when you're launching Express, maybe you just want to click on Chrome or Telegram, you'll have these little shortcuts down here that will show up. Personally, yeah, I don't really need it, but for someone that might be kind of cool or helpful. And then you can get the browser extension here. And then we have some advanced features that you can do. You can say where you want the Express icon to be shown. So for now, it's in the dock only. Or if you want the menu and dock, it'll pop up here. So you can kind of choose how you want to do that. Okay, so let's go on to Nord and kind of show you the difference. Also, I just want to show you a little bit difference of the overall. Let's see. I want to make sure I showed you everything. VPN, yeah, okay. I'll leave this one up so we can kind of see. So normally, this is kind of just a comparison of the two. You can see I got it brought over. So Nord comes with this whole map interface. You know, take it or leave it. It's something you may like, you may not like. It's kind of a preference thing. I personally find it almost makes it can feel a little bit clunky at times. I mean, sometimes it's kind of cool. You're watching it spin around. So like when you're connecting to a VPN and it's finding it on the map, and I don't know if you want to learn where your countries are. You can see, you can kind of learn that way, I guess. But otherwise, I think Express does a better job of having just a more straightforward, simplistic interface. So let's go to some of now the options you have with Nord. Nord does give you a little bit more. So for instance, Nord gives you the option to block ads and malware. So for example, we can see we have some ads running over here. That's turned on. I'm going to go ahead and hit, quick connect. I'm going to go ahead and make a connection here. It's connected. Now I'm going to refresh this so you can see how this works. So this will block ads from showing. Yeah, so you can see they're all gone now. So Express doesn't give you that ability to do that. Same thing, you can do the auto launch. Here's a list of the protocols. Now, one thing Nord does is it has Nord Links, which is its version of WireGuard, which is a great protocol. It's fast. It's one of the newer protocols. And so that, in my view, really puts Nord kind of ahead in that sense. Is it something that's essential for the average user? No, but it's really cool, and I think it elevates Nord as a really great VPN for having that, and I love using it. So let's see here. Then we'll go to auto connect options. You can add trusted Wi-Fi networks here, and then the appearance you can change. If you want, same idea. Do you want it just in the dock? Do you want it just in the menu bar, or do you want it in both? And then just your account information, would show how many days you have left on your subscription. So that's kind of the idea there. Now, let me also take it a step further. Over here, notice some specialty servers. This is a pretty big deal. It's something that ExpressVPN doesn't do, but it may not be something you really need either. So it's going to come down to your situation. So with Nord, you have a dedicated IP. You have a double VPN. So double VPN, that's where instead of just connecting like right now, I'm connected to the US, you'd connect to another VPN. So you'd connect to Canada and then the US, or the US and Australia, or Italy, then France. You get a double VPN option. And so when you click on these little dots, that's what opens up your, so that you can see there's 81 different servers that you can use for a double VPN. So like if I want to go ahead and do that, I'm just going to connect to the United States double VPN. And so it also, you can see, added Canada in there as well. And so that's just to give you an extra layer of security, which is pretty cool. If you would like to use that. Obfuscated, this is something that, again, you may not ever need or use. This is for if someone's in a restricted country or countries that block people from using VPNs, then these servers are specifically designed to get around that so that you can use a server. Let's say you're in China or somewhere in the Middle East, and it's trying to control what websites you can access. You can go and use one of these 456 servers to get around whatever's trying to stop your freedom of internet choice, so to speak. And in some situations, I mean, this can literally be kind of a life or death thing. For someone who's traveling, and maybe you're traveling to these type of countries, or you live in a country, or wherever you're working, you're needing that type of higher level advanced server to get around that. NordVPN will give that to you. They also have specific P2P servers. So for file sharing, 4,700 of these. So again, you can find one, in the US and connect to that. So these are, again, specific for file sharing. Now, one thing to note is these specialty servers are related to the VPN you're using. I'm sorry, the protocol you're using. So if I were to switch over to the IKE v2 protocol, you'll notice I have the option of the P2P specialty server, but I don't get the other options. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're in that situation with Nord. So one thing you'll notice, well, let's say United States here. You click on these little dots again. Now this is something I find, whenever I go to click on these dots, it's like I'm always going and kind of lining up my mouse there. Okay, got it. It takes a second because it's just so small. Versus here, I just find these little arrows a little bit easier, just to go and click that. These, I kind of got to pause a second, or sometimes I got to make sure I click it because I might be a little high or a little low. It might just be me, but that's where I find Express is a little more user-friendly from that standpoint. Also, this, it's just, again, a little smaller area you're working with here versus over here. I just find this is, again, easier to look at, easier to scroll through than this. So I just wanted to show you that kind of usability comparison there. And then you get all these servers here. So what will happen is, let's say you're on a chat with Nord and for some reason you're having troubles connecting to something. They might say, hey, connect to server number 4069. And you're like, where is that? Well, that's where you can go and you can search for servers over here, which is nice to find the actual server. So I just typed in 4069, and then you can go connect to server 4069. So that is kind of cool. I do like that, but it can seem, again, kind of confusing at first. You just see, well, gosh, all these numbers. How am I supposed to find anything? So that's kind of the idea from a usability standpoint. So let me just give you a kind of summary here. Overall, I find ExpressVPN is a little bit easier, I think, for the newbie or beginner VPN user. NordVPN is still, I believe, easy enough for someone. If you're brand new or a newbie, you can still find your way in NordVPN, especially with chat support being as good as it is. If you run into any problems or confusion, you can certainly ask for help, and they'll be happy to help you. But I find Nord, you'll notice you get more options. So that's where I feel Nord is better, particularly for the someone who knows a little bit more about VPNs, or maybe is a more advanced user. Maybe they used a VPN in the past and they weren't happy with it. The speed wasn't good. The streaming experience wasn't good. Torrenting wasn't good. And they're like, okay, I'm ready for a really good VPN now. I kind of know, you kind of know your way around, it's not the first time you've heard the word protocol and different things. So for someone like that, I think absolutely that's where Nord is certainly the winner in that situation. So next, let me go ahead and show you the chat support experience with Nord versus Express, and I should say the customer support experience. Now things are a little bit different right now because of with COVID and what's going on in the world. So it's interesting how these two providers are handling this situation. So Express used to have live chat support. Now they're saying live chat support is limited due to the COVID-19 considerations. I don't like that they say it's limited. It's not limited, it's gone. They don't have live chat support. Limited means maybe it's available an hour a day or something. There is no live chat support. So I don't like that they're trying to, kind of soft pedal it and make it sound like they have it when they really don't. So yes, they have great email support. I've emailed them. You'll get responses pretty quick. Sometimes, like maybe it might be 45 minutes, might be an hour or two. And the email support is good. It's helpful. So that's a plus. But I personally prefer to be able to just get on chat. And so I just did this. I was asking some questions. I just wanted to show you guys how this works, and you can see, I was asking about kill switches. I was asking about apps. I was like, hey, how does it work? Windows app versus Mac app. If you use a kill switch, is it across the board? And, or can I say which app I want to use it on? And then he was letting me know the different IKE application versus just the standard one, and how the standard one has a couple protocols that aren't included that are included with the IKE one. So that may have sounded confusing. I'm sorry. But just I want to point out that you can get into some technical details with their chat support, and that's why I love Nord's chat support. It's great. Every time I get on, it's always someone who's willing to talk and explain and go into some details, which is really cool. It's not just some bot. So support-wise, Nord definitely wins hands down. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. If you have questions, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, check the description for the other videos. Again, I'll be going over here Hulu and Netflix. We're going to stream these. We're going to do Amazon Prime, so you can kind of see the differences there. And then we're going to do some speed tests, with the different protocols and see who's fastest and different server locations. And so again, that'll all be down in the description below there. Also, again, if you're interested in picking these up, be sure and check out the links in the description. I want to make sure you guys get the best deal possible, that you can get as many extra discounts or free months that are available to you that you can't just get when you go to the website. So please feel free to use the links in the description to take advantage of that. And then what will happen is it will automatically apply any coupons. You don't have to copy and paste them. I want to make that as easy as possible for you. Otherwise, I think that's it for this one. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. If again, any questions, let me know. I really enjoy helping with this stuff, especially if you're newer to VPNs. It can be kind of confusing. So thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.